A very warm welcome, dear students. Myself, Miss Sabine, your teacher from St. Paul School. Students, it is very nice to see you all home and safe. The world is going crazy fighting the coronavirus. When we switch on the television or mobiles, we are surrounded by the news relating to coronavirus. Either we listen to the news or we see the diagrammatic representation. Your books are all activity based today, and you know what diagrammatic representations are. Students, diagrammatic representations are well in the statistics data in the form of flow charts, web charts, mind maps or maps. Thus, today we will learn Geography Standard 9, Chapter number 1, that is Distribution of Maps. What are maps? A diagrammatic representation of an area of land or sea showing physical features, countries, cities, roads, etc. Why we use maps? The main aim of maps is to show the location of a place and distribution of variables.
Introduction. Distributional maps. As you have studied in earlier classes, the main aim of maps is to show the location of a place and the distribution of variables. Some maps with special themes are called thematic maps. Through such maps, the distribution of variables such as temperature, rainfall, population, etc. is shown and explained, bringing out the patterns in distribution. To draw such distributional maps, we need statistical data of the variables. Distribution can be shown in the three following ways on a map by the 1. Dot method, 2. Isopleth method, 3. Isopleth method. 1. Dot method. A dot map is prepared using statistical data gathered through counting. The dot method is most suitable to show the distribution of a variable, population, cattle, etc., which is freely scattered throughout the region. For this method, the value of a dot has to be determined by taking the lowest and highest values of the given variable in the region into consideration. First, the number of dots to be given for the value of each variable in each sub-administrative unit needs to be decided. Also, the density of the variable and the scale of the map. The following precautions should be taken while using the dot method for a map. The size of a dot should be uniform. The distribution of physiography, water sources, transport system, etc. should be considered while placing dots on a map. While showing population distribution, rural population is shown by dots and urban population by circles. Make friends with maps. In this figure, the population distribution map of Amravati district is given. Amravati town has 5 lakhs population. Achalpur has 1 lakh population. Anjangaon and Varud have 50,000 each. Chikaldhara Taluka has sparse population. 2. Isopleth method. In these maps, the data regarding various geographical variables is shown by shades or tints of various colors. The data used for these variables is obtained through various processes such as measurement, surveying, etc. In this method, only one value is given to one sub-administrative unit in a region. The smallest and the largest values of the given data of the variable are taken into consideration. After that, 5 to 7 classes are made. Each class is assigned a tint of the same color or black and white patterns as shown in these figures B and C respectively. The shades or the patterns become darker with the increasing values of the given variable and are drawn accordingly on the map in the given classification. In these maps, the following details are shown. Amravati and Achalpur talukas have density greater than 400. Anjangaon, Surji taluka has density between 301 to 400. Chandur Bazar, Morshi, Varud, Daryapur and Dharni have density between 201 to 300 and Bhatkuli, Nandgaon, Khandeshwar, Chandur Railway, Tirsa and Damangaon Railway talukas between 101 to 200. Chikaldhara has the lowest density, less than 100. Isopleth method. In contour maps and isobars, distribution was shown with the help of lines showing equal values. When the distribution of a variable is continuous, for example, altitude, temperature, rainfall, etc., the isopleth method is then used to show its distribution. For these maps, we need to obtain accurate data regarding the altitude, temperature, rainfall, etc. of some places in a region. It is assumed that the difference between the altitude or rainfall of two places changes at a uniform rate. The sub-administrative units are not taken into consideration here. Statistical data belongs to the respective places known as point-related data. Values of the variable are written on the map at their respective locations. If the data for more places is available, mapping of the distribution can be done more accurately. On the basis of this information, Isopleth's maps are prepared using the following steps. By considering the highest and lowest values of the variable, the class interval is decided, which in turn decides the difference between the lines. Lines are drawn for the decided intervals. Locations with the same value are joined by lines. If the lines are closer to each other, then the change in the variable is steep, and if the lines are away from each other, then it is gentle. We get an idea of the natural trend of the distribution of the variable with the help of this map. In this isopleth map, we note the following points. The rainfall is maximum in the northern part of this map, 1300 millimeter. Rainfall decreases from north to south. The lowest value of rainfall is 800 millimeter. Make friends with maps. In this map, showing the rural population of Kolhapur, the following points can be noted. Density is more than 400 over the center and eastern part of the region, decreasing to less than 200 in the extreme north and south. Shahuwadi, Goganbawada, Ajra and Chandigarh have density less than 200. Radhanagari and Gargoti have density between 201 and 400. Panhala, Hat Kanangale, Shirol, Kolhapur, Kagal, Godhinglaj in the center and east have the higher density more than 400. This map is drawn with the help of the Isopleth method. This map shows the average annual rainfall in Kolhapur district. The following points can be noted. Rainfall is maximum 2,400 mm in the western part of the region. It decreases eastwards to 600 mm. 600 mm is the category of lowest rainfall and 2,400 mm the category of highest rainfall in this region. This map is based on isopleths. Try this. Let us draw a map using the dot method. Trace the map of Nandurbar with its taluka and district boundaries. Look at the population table. On the basis of this statistical data, use the highest and the lowest population values to decide the value of each dot and how many to be given to each sub-administrative unit, taluka. To draw dots of uniform size, take a ball pen refill. Close the back end of the refill with cotton. Press this end on a stamp pad and draw the imprints of the dots wherever required. While placing the dots, consider the physiography, water sources, roads, rails, taluka and district headquarters as shown in the map. Importance of geographical field visits. Geographical field visit. Field visit is an important study method in geography. Geographical concepts and elements can be directly experienced through field visits. Field visits are extremely useful for understanding the correlation between humans and environment. Preparations for field visits. Before going to the field, decide the place and purpose of visit. The elements which will be observed during the field visit should be decided. Study the location and the route maps of the place to be visited. Distance, transport, route, means of transport and duration of field visit should be planned ahead. Students should prepare a questionnaire with the help of teachers. Selection of the study area. Geographical field visits are organized for study of various elements, example, physical landforms, river banks, dams, coastal areas, tourism sites, offices or museums related to geographical elements, villages, forest areas, etc. Elements should be selected after studying the local conditions. The necessary permission letters have to be obtained. For a field visit, one should carry a notebook, specimen questionnaire, pen, pencil, scale, tape, compass, a bag for collecting samples, maps, camera, etc. Precautions to be taken during field visit. It is important to ensure safety of self and others during a field visit. Students should obey the teacher's instructions. Students should not go to unknown remote places alone. Students should understand the local circumstances by conversing with the local people. Students should not harm the environment during the field visit. Students should always keep a first aid box for emergencies. Report writing. A field report should be written on the basis of information obtained after the visit is complete. Use the following points to make a report. Add photographs wherever necessary. Introduction, location and route maps, physiography, climate, population, environmental problems and measures, land utilization, conclusions.
Students, Now, as you have learned what are the distribution maps, types of maps, and now you can understand or plan your field trip according to the map. Dear students, I wish you would go through your textbook and learn the lesson in detail. Dear students, till that, meet you soon. Stay home, stay safe.